Hey, don't get anxious, get prepared. You're a career engineer right here. And today we're going to talk about 4 ShiVots, not to be confused with pivot, but this is TCE Shift and Pivot, which we call ShiVot, to help you get, keep, and cope with your W-2, 1099, or your business venture. So listen, get ready to take notes because I'm coming in strong. Yeah, I just want to do something new. That's why I kind of went there. But listen, we're going to hit those 4 things. Remember, I know everywhere in social media, everybody is pivoting, but we've been shivoting for a long time. So I figured, why not share with you some of the things that we say are great shivets? But remember, as you're enjoying this broadcast, wherever you're enjoying it, please follow, subscribe, and make sure you visit my website, tcenow.com, because not only am I blogging on this month, I've also got the things you need to do differently for each of my shivets. So let's not belinger this. Let's get to the very first one. If you are not aware, AI is your new co-pilot. Okay, it is your co-pilot in your plane of life, like PLANE of life, career, or business. Okay, so use your co-pilot. It has skills. It can do things for you to make the pilot focus on the main destination, like the co-pilot can do some other things. So get him engaged to do the jobs of his other things. And why am I making such a big deal of this is because this time last year, everyone was thinking AI was the enemy. Now understand this. It is a whole nother ball game, right? However, what we have come to understand is AI can actually be a tool that can help you increase your effectiveness, your efficiency, and your accuracy. It still needs you to be the, guess what, pilot, but it can definitely automate and innovate some things that you don't have to waste your time with. So your intellect, your intelligence can rule. Okay. So think of it as a tool, think of it as your co pilot, not the driver. The pilot is in charge of the cockpit. Let's not forget that, right? Not sure why I'm using all these airplane metaphors, but I want you to get the drift. So if you're not using it as your co-pilot, or you have it in the back as a flight attendant, you're not really using this tool for recruiting, for retention, for job search, for utility, for the job, for whatever job you have to do, your title or your deliverables. This can help you do it better. Again, it should not replace you unless you decide to make AI the pilot. But right now, for the shivot for you, if you're not up here, what you need to do with this, get busy with it, because you need to know how to use it, how to command it, how to drive it, and how to make it effective in all the things you do. Shivot number 2, as we keep rolling here, how to turn your soft skills into undeniable. I have power skills here in my note, but I want to up the ante. How about super power skills? Yes, those old fashioned, back in the day, tried and true skills like interpersonal communication, the ability to communicate both horizontally and vertically, right? The way to persuade, adaptability, flexibility, collaboration, building relationships. How about resilience? How about handling stress? Huh? How about that one? How about self starter? How about self manager? How about initiative and follow through? Those skills, if you have them, are the things that can really make you shine. And you're saying, oh no, not in this day of tech. Come on, you guys heard me say this many times. It is high tech. You've got to know the latest stuff and be a forever learner. But you know what it also is in this economy to make you stand out? High touch, that drive, that grit, that moxie. Yes, I'm using words for Gen X and boomers and Gen Z and millennials, right? But it's that fuel, the fire in your belly, the thing that gets you to want it. That stuff should be evidenced in your online profiles, your resumes, your cover letters, and how you sell your brand. I'm going to get to branding in a moment. It is another shivot. So you've got to up the ante. Don't just have it as a bullet point somewhere on this document of yours, right? This resume. Those superpower skills, you need to be able to demonstrate your words and your deeds, which means folks want to read or they want to feel that you can get this thing done, and you've got proof positive stories, examples of how you do that. So, yes, superpowers are making a comeback. For me, I'm glad the human beings are winning over the tech, right? Over the cyber. I was going to say a Terminator thing, but then I would probably be saying my age. I was this big when the first Terminator came out. I digress. Let's get to it. All right, ShiVot number 3, the personal brand is more important than your resume. Imagine this new ShiVot coming out. Remember, ShiVot, say it slowly, means shift and pivot in TCE world. It's not enough to just pivot. You got to shift some things. You've got to put some, you've been in first gear or second gear or third gear for a while. You need to shift up. Sometimes you might even need to shift down. But why is your personal brand more important than your resume? I'm going to lean on the high tech world. We are in this new space, right? There are certain profiles, and there's a big one, that ends with the word N. You know what I'm talking about. I can't believe in today's world, I still hear people that tell me, I don't have one, or I have one, and you did it way back when, and it's just there. It's static. I mean, you still have the avatar up there. You have no language or no content that demonstrates what I said earlier, the superpower skills and how you command new technology. So people are looking at your online presence before, I'm going to say it again in case you missed it, before they hit that resume. So you got to get your brand straight. And whether you are, I'm not a business owner, I'm just a person, guess what? You've got a brand, okay? What's my brand? I have several things that I hope that when people think of TCE, certain things come to mind. Like maybe the first thing you'll think, don't get anxious, get prepared. Oh, that's something that I've said forever. It's one of our brands. It's what we're all about, that preparation. It's how we don't get anxious. Another stylistic brand. Well, I'm a big thing with hats. I've always loved hats. I had the opportunity after my cancer scare in 2016 to bring my hats back, to do the hat thing. But it was like I've always loved wearing hats forever. So that is also part of my brand. You kind of see me with a hat most of the time, right? It's part of my thing. So you have to be able to make sure your online brand is representing you before you walk in a room or before they click your digital footprint. So if you ain't got no brand thing going on, get your ShiVot on with that. You need to shift and pivot. And it's not just the main online profile that we all know that ends in the word IN, right? You might be in directories and other organizations that you're a part of, maybe fraternities, maybe sororities, maybe professional membership organizations based on your industries, your certifications. Make sure all of those profiles look good, because guess what? When someone Googles your name, because they will, they want to see your engagement and the things you're actively doing, not just a static thing you posted 5 years ago, but they want to see that you're really in the know of the things you're talking about. ShiVot number 4, big, another big one. The secret to building a network that gets you hired. Again, high tech, high touch. Networking is important. I'm going to say it a couple times just to make sure everybody gets it right. Networking, building networks, building relationship networking, which is what we do in TCE, right? It lasts forever and ever when you know how to build. So we're talking going from just a contact, right, to a connection. That's a process, to maybe a contract, right? And this the connection to contract can be social capital. It can be a nice digital or greenback capital. It can be visibility. It can be influence. It can be access. It can be opportunity. But you have to have a network of people, places, data, and things that you can tap into, who their eyes can be looking for you for wherever your next is, okay? Because they know you, they like you, they trust you, all those things. That's a skill. It's a skill you have to use to get hired. It's a skill you need to use to stay hired. It's a skill you need to have for keeping and coping. And hired goes both ways, guys. The W-2 hiring, the 1099 hiring, or maybe I'll say 3 ways. The self-employment hiring, all right? Just to get a new client, a new customer, B2B or B2C. Let your network work for you. But if you don't have one, ouch. Yes, you can get things done, but you're really working harder than you have to. So spend some time in your ShiVot, assess your networking plan, See, is it working for you? And again, networking is not, oh, I need something. Let me call folk who's in my little book who I haven't talked to for God knows how long, right? That's not networking. That's called a hustle. And folk don't always, they're not going to open up their digital black book, or those who still have the traditional one, when you don't have a relationship with them. So your networking doesn't mean the 400 people you met somewhere. I'm talking, who can you call? Who's the 4, the 10, the 12, maybe the 20 folk that got your back, that you like, know, and trust, that also have access and opportunity to what you're looking for. And somehow you're building the relationship, whether by a Zoom meeting, Skype, coffee somewhere, dinner, lunch, that is building that relationship. That's the way you got to ShiVot now in networking to get things done, okay? To get things done. Now, listen, if you have a question about this or anything I've said, or you have you have a question about what I'm saying, I just said that, didn't I? Okay, just seeing if you're paying attention. You can hit me up at info@tcenow.com anytime. Just put in the subject line question. And you never know, I might answer it here next time I do a broadcast or a podcast or whatever I'm doing. Or, I might even use it as a topic for one of our, TV or media or radio show things that we do, because your questions are great and they deserve a good answer. But make sure you hit me up at info@tcenow.com. Okay. So remember, it's all about that ShiVot. And I'm going to give it to you one more time. ShiVot number 1, always know that AI is your new co-pilot. You need to know how to use it, command it, drive it, and let it help you fly your plane. Number 2, how to turn your soft skills into undeniable power skills. You got to have demonstration of word and deed, not just a bullet somewhere. Tell someone your story. Let them know how you did that thing. And be prepared for those stories on effectiveness, efficiency, and accuracy. Why your personal brand is more important than a resume. They're Googling you before they reach out to you. And people are looking at LinkedIn profiles. I'm going to give it a little visibility right now, before the resume. So please don't just have it up there sitting, being static with digital dust. Make it work for you. Very important. And the last ShiVot, number 4, is you've got to take your networking up to a whole nother level. The secret to building a network that gets you hired, it's relationships. Building consistent relationships. Okay. Bi-directional. They're not only just giving you access, opportunities, social capital, traditional capital, and visibility, you're also feeding into them as well. It's a seed and feed relationship. If you ain't got the time to do that, you're really not networking, okay? You really are not. So we can get our ShiVot on. We can make sure we can get those things done so that we can have a better experience in this season or the next. All right. So remember what we always say, don't get anxious, get prepared. I thank you guys so much for allowing me to come into your space. And I look forward to chatting with you. And I want you to have an amazing month. Be blessed. Thanks for watching our Career and Business Show. I hope you learned a lot about today's topic. If you enjoyed the show, please let me know by visiting our website, tcenow.com, and sending me an email. I'd love to hear from you.